Well, hello and welcome, influencers around the world. It's your girl here, Anika Cohen. I am your business strategist coach. If you are new to the channel, hello and welcome. If you're new to the podcast, hello and welcome. Wherever you are streaming in from, I'm super excited to serve and support you on your journey in the marketplace. I am here for another real, raw conversation to motivate and support our leaders in the marketplace. If you are in the position to start, build, and grow your business, you are in the right space. It is my duty, it is my servitude to serve you on this journey. And so, what I want to talk about on this episode is about impossible is doable. And this title is inspired by Dr. Ira D. Roach III. He is my apostle at the City of Refuge Church Incorporated in Milford, Delaware. Shout out to the city family. Listen, this was a word that was spoken, I want to say a few weeks back, and it really resonated with me from entrepreneurship, business owners. When we talk about impossible is doable. Yes, you started the business. Yes, you have an audience. Yes, you are living out your God-given assignment, but you're still unsatisfied. There's still moments of uncertainty. Come on here, somebody. And I am here to talk about those real moments. I am here to talk about those real authentic moments that we have as leaders in the marketplace, as we serve other people's, as authors, as coaches, right? Whatever your expertise, whatever your industry is, it requires you to serve and support and be in excellence. But when we are not meeting the goal that we set out to accomplish, then doubt comes in. And so I want to challenge you in this conversation to be clear about where the doubt arises for you in the marketplace or in your personal life. You come on here, somebody, because the bottom line is you grow as your ministry, your business, you grow as those things evolve. And so it challenges you. It challenges you financially. It challenges you emotionally and mentally, spiritually. Come on here, somebody. Those moments are real. And I want to talk about how we get through those moments and we begin to change our perspective. We begin to give ourselves permission to pause, step away, take care of self, love on self, because you are no value to anyone or anything if you are not well. So let's talk about doubt. That shows up in the marketplace quite often than not. When we talk about sales, when we talk about budget, when we talk about audience, come on here, somebody, give me some likes and some hearts. If you are understanding that doubt, it peeks its head, it shows up, and then you are left to respond to that emotion of doubt. It's a normal emotion, but how you respond makes the difference on how you continue to move forward and sustain your business, sustain the vision, sustain what God has given you to do. So the impossible is doable. Come on here, somebody. And it starts with transforming your mindset. Often involves a strategic plan, and you can never gravitate from the plan, especially if you are operating from strategic movement and not emotional movement. Come on here, somebody. Your emotional movement will cause you to be impulsive, irrational. Come on here, somebody, and you're operating from the wrong space, the wrong energy. But when you are strategic and you know that your strategies are proven to work the strategy. Even when you don't see the results manifesting in the manner that you would like, know that what you're doing is correct. It is proven. You just have to be consistent. So what does consistency look like for you? What does doubt look like for you in your business? How does that show up for you and cause uncertainty, cause you to doubt what God has called you to do, cause you to doubt the very vision that He has called you to do. You begin to doubt and have uncertainty. How does that show up for you? I challenge you to identify that. Identify that, because it's now going to challenge you to be more strategic. It's going to challenge you to have strategic thinking and practical steps. Come on, faith without works is dead, meaning we have to put in the work. We have to put in time and effort and discipline to reach the goal, to reach the success that you would like to manifest in your life. Come on here, somebody. So here's what I want to do for you on this episode. I want to talk about, of course, my own experience as a business coach for 8 years now, going on 9. So I know the testament of emotions. I know the testament of doubt. I know how those emotions show up in this journey of entrepreneurship. And I want to make it normal, instead of us shying away from those emotions, instead of us not being authentic to have those conversations. I think it does us a disservice, because we all have purpose. And so in us fulfilling the purpose, there are going to be moments of doubt. There are going to be moments of uncertainty. How you respond to those moments makes the difference in you moving forward. Come on here, somebody. So here's 4 tips that I want to share with you. Number 1, I simply just want you to break it down. Break it down. Okay. So you're going to chunk your goals. All right. So by trade, I am a substance abuse mental health counselor. Okay. I am a licensed clinical social worker. All right. In the state of Delaware. And so I serve my community day after day. I love what I do. And so when we talk about goals, I'm often talking about goals with my clients and how they can be successful in their recovery, how they can be successful in their personal life and well-being. Come on here, somebody. So it's really about making the bigger goal and compartmentalizing it. So we're going to work the major goal, but we're going to compartmentalize it into smaller tasks. Okay, does that make sense? So if I want to buy a car, if I want to start a business, right, that's the major goal. But there are going to be tasks into you achieving to get the result of the car, or actually having a legitimized business, an LLC. There's going to be smaller tasks that you're going to have to do in order to achieve that. Okay, so I'm going to challenge you to create a list, create a task that go into the major goal and break it down. Okay, so I'll use starting a business. If you're wanting to start a business, you don't know what to do or how to do it. That's the major goal. The smaller steps to you achieving that goal would be to identify your EIN number. That's a step. You can take it a step further. Go into the irs.gov website. That can be a step. Be as practical in your steps as you need to do in order to fulfill the goal. So you're going to create smaller tasks. You're going to get the EIN number. You're going to legitimize your business address and your toll-free number and your business email, right? You're going to have smaller tasks that lead you up to the official starting the business, making it official. Okay. So you want to chunk your goals. All right. And in doing that, okay. So in you solidifying the EIN, in you solidifying the business address, email, and all of those steps that go into that, you're going to celebrate every win. You're going to give yourself permission to celebrate every win. A win is a win. It does not matter the quantity of the win. And that's where we mess up. Oh, it's just me applying for the EIN. Oh, it's just me turning in my paperwork for my certification for my LLC. Oh, it's just me signing the lease to my new home. Why do we devalue what it is that we desire to achieve in the first place once we achieve it? We act like it's no big deal. Come on here, somebody. We need to celebrate every win, because a win is a win. The quantity has nothing to do with it. You put time, effort, and discipline to achieve that goal. Celebrate it. Okay. Because that will allow you to, again, sustain your well being and not to get distracted. All right. Number two, you want to cultivate a growth mindset. You want to cultivate a growth mindset. The thing about a growth mindset is that is ongoing. It's just like your healing. It's just like healing. Once you are healed, you have to nurture your healing. You have to be mindful how you talk to yourself about yourself. You have to be mindful of how you show up in the room. Come on here, somebody. You have to be mindful of how you take care of your well-being emotionally and mentally. Being having affirmations, right? Speaking well to yourself, uplifting yourself, right? Having those spa days, those getaways, okay? Having a moment to digress and unwind. All of those things are important. All of those things go into cultivating a growth mindset. Your growth mindset will sustain you in life, not just your business, but in life. When you cultivate a growth mindset, that means you have to be intentional with everything that you say and do. That involves self regulation. That involves self regulation of your emotions and being able to identify what it is that you feel, what it is that you are thinking. Why did that thought there? So we got to be aware and embrace the challenges. That is cultivating a growth mindset, to be able to embrace your challenges instead of running away, instead of avoiding, right? Come on here, somebody. That avoidance behavior will cause you to miss out on opportunity. When you are challenged, it is to grow you, not to hinder you, but to grow you. So that is embracing challenges. When I was diagnosed with lymphoma cancer, just starting out in my business, growing my brand, and I had just launched a coaching program, and I had people who had opted in to be a part of this experience, and I was diagnosed with cancer, lymphoma cancer. And so, talk about embracing challenge. I still showed up for my audience. I still showed up for those people who said yes. Yes, I let them know what was going on. But when I was able to be in a position to serve, I served, and I did other alternatives to make it work for the promise that I guaranteed them. And so, talk about excuses. I chose not to live in that moment of I'm sick and I'm dying. No, I'm sick. I will get through this because I choose to live. Come on here, somebody. So, talk about cultivating a mindset of growth is daily. I choose to live. It means I choose to be liberated, improve daily, be vivacious and enlightened. So the cultivating a growth mindset is daily, particularly with embracing your challenges. Learn to change your perspective. When you change your perspective, you will change your life, because it's not about looking at the situations from the same lens. It's about looking at it from an optimistic lens, from being hopeful. Another way of thinking. Come on here, somebody. Sometimes our ego is in the way, our pride is in the way. And in order for you to choose to live and cultivate a growth mindset, throw away and release the ego. Throw away and release the pride, because it does not serve you or your audience. It doesn't serve you or purpose, right? So adopt the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. Bottom line. Okay. So viewing your challenges as opportunity. Okay. Viewing your challenges as opportunity for growth rather than an obstacle. You'll be more likely to persevere. You'll be more likely to maintain your motivation, because there will be moments. Have your moment, but don't stay there. Choose to live. Come on here, somebody. So that is point number two. Point number one is we want to break it down. We want to chunk your goals and divide them into smaller tasks. Number two, we want to cultivate a growth mindset. All right. And number three, we want to seek support and collaboration. All right. Listen, we weren't meant to live life alone. Let's be clear about that. Everybody needs somebody, and somebody needs you. Somebody needs you to show up and share your story and your message and your solution. Come on here, somebody. Come on here, somebody. Your voice matters because your knowledge is important. It is valuable. It is enough, right? That's how I got started in the marketplace, by sharing my story of how I overcome gun violence, how I overcome two masked gunmen entering my home, holding me at gunpoint while my 3 and my 4-year-old son was in the next room, due to my lifestyle of a drug addiction, due to my lifestyle of drug dealing. All right. So at some point, you got to understand, when the challenge comes of tasks and goals, how can I create a team? How can I collaborate? How can I partner? How can I network? Put your name in the hat. Show up in the spaces that you don't even think you deserve to be in. Show up anyway. You deserve to be there. So you want to build your own network. And how you do that is showing up. Showing up to the networking events, showing up to the expos, showing up to the conferences that, again, will add value, information, resources, tools, right? That will be helpful to you sustaining the business. It takes nothing from your greatness to meet another woman or man in your industry that does exactly what you do. We're going to talk about that on a deeper level at some point, talking about collaboration and partnership in your industry with people who do the exact same thing you do. Or do you become intimidated? Do you become competitive? Come on, let's talk about that. And that's maybe why you're stuck, because you're not willing to build a network because of the insecurity that stunts your growth. It's stunning your growth. So we have to be willing to call out what it is that is holding us back. Those are called barriers, right? And so we got to be willing to go to those places that may not feel good, but it's to grow you, not to hinder you. Come on here, somebody. Let's go back there. It's to grow you, not to hinder you, right? So seek support and collaboration. You don't have to know all the answers, right? So collaboration with others who share your goals or who have different strengths. Networking can provide fresh perspective, resources, and information and encouragement. Don't hesitate to ask for help, okay? Because it makes your dream, your vision, your purpose in life much easier, much more obtainable with a team, with a network of people. Come on here, somebody. So that's how I've been able to grow in the marketplace, is by collaboration and partnerships. Some collaborations and partnerships outgrew themselves because of whatever the relationship, or again, we just didn't needed each other anymore. So, but it's always about what can we do for each other. And so you have to just be honest in your conversation and what your expectations are as you work together. So it's really about, maybe you have to straighten up your contracts and agreements. Maybe you have to actually develop those. So again, it's all about where you are and making those improvements, making those adjustments, right? To work for you, not against you. So break it down, cultivate a growth mindset, seek support and collaboration. Number 4, stay flexible and adaptable. Okay, because our society is forever changing. Our world is forever changing. Like, who would have known that we would be in the space that we are in right now in our world when it comes to technology, when it comes to artificial intelligence, AI, right? All of these new technologies that we have to be able to stay flexible and adaptable. We have to be able to change. Change is constant. Come on here, somebody. Change is the only thing that is constant in this world that we live in. So we have to be in a position to stay flexible, to be adaptable when it comes to your industry, when it comes to also, again, it goes back to that way of thinking, that negative, stinking thinking, that toxic thinking that keeps you stuck. You have to change that dynamic and begin to challenge your perspectives, challenge your introspective. Okay, what you think about yourself, how you talk to yourself, because everything begins and it ends with you. So again, adjust your approach. Be open to changing your strategies, right? So if you're talking about branding and marketing strategies, you got to first identify what works for you and what doesn't. What responds to your audience? How do they respond to certain strategies that you utilize within your marketing, within your branding? Because those things are ongoing. And I find that a lot of doubt begins to arise in those particular areas. It did for me, particularly when sales were low or absent. Let's talk about it. Okay. It's a real thing. It happens. And I had to learn to be okay. And I had to learn to TAA, track, assess, and adjust. Track, assess, and adjust. You're going to track your data. You're going to assess it. You're going to adjust it. Okay, because you have to know what works. What did your audience respond to? What don't they respond to? Right? Those things are important. What tools and resources are out there? What platforms are going to be able to help you, not hinder you? Come on here, somebody. So if something isn't working, analyze it. Hello, again, TAA, track, assess, and adjust. You know why, and be willing to pivot your plan. Let's start right there. Pivot your plan. Pivot step by step, day by day. Come on here, somebody. Y'all not ready. Okay? Because you're not in competition. You're not in a competition. You're not in the Olympics. You didn't sign up for the race. Your race is within you. So you said yes to the journey. Great. Now work the process, because life will happen. Life will show up. Life will respond. During this transition in my life, when I decided to say yes to purpose, when I decided to say yes to Anika and follow God, not the crowd, follow God, not the not the popularity, but follow God. When I decided to do that, a lot of things has transpired along these 8 years. A lot. We're talking about being diagnosed with lymphoma cancer to now being in remission. We're talking about being separated after my first year anniversary in marriage to then now being divorced. We're talking about a child who was severely um, experienced some traumatic things in his life, and his mental health was affected, and that was new to me. And so there are a lot of transitions that have expired through my life when I decided to say yes, but I could never allow myself to say no to the vision. So I had to learn to give myself grace. I had to learn to be okay when to step away, to pause, to put Anika on the calendar, because I matter too. And so I say that from a personal perspective. You are your first priority. And regardless of all of the transitions that I have been privy to experiencing, it didn't feel good. But I made a decision to say yes. And so I had to stay flexible. I had to stay adjustable throughout this transition. Show up because I said yes. So your yes is greater and bigger than you. And when you said yes, or when you do decide to say yes, my love, know that it's greater and bigger than you. And you still have to be your number one responsibility. So stay flexible, stay adjustable. Yes, for your personal and your professional well being. Absolutely. Both go hand in hand. All right. So by implementing these strategies, I want you to be able to shift your perspective. Shift your perspective and tackle the challenges in your life that seem impossible. Tackle them with number one, breaking it down because the impossible is already possible because you said yes. And there are people that have gone before you to show you that it's possible. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. So do it and do it with grace. Impossible is doable. So you want to break it down. Number two, you want to cultivate a growth mindset. Number three, you want to seek support and collaboration. And number four, you want to stay flexible and adaptable. Okay. So know before we end this episode on tonight, know that the impossible is achievable. Oh, felt that in my spirit. Okay. The impossible is achievable. What you think you can't do, you can with time, effort, discipline, and strategy. That's it. That's it. So choose to live, choose to be liberated, improve daily, be vivacious and enlightened. And listen, go ahead, comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are about this episode. Listen, I love to hear from you. Your voice matters here. And if I can be of any support to you, listen, go to the link, click the link, and schedule a discovery session. I will be more than happy to serve and support you on your journey. Until next time, influencers, choose to live.